Hello, so this lesson is about understanding the input. If you were listening to me carefully in one of the earlier lessons, we talked about the fact that you need to rely on an input, and that input is called the input master book. So this lesson is dedicated to take a look at the input and the input master book in a little bit more detail so that you can understand exactly how the input will be shared with you. So the way this whole assignment will work is that first you will get an input from us. You will get an input file which will have all the input that you need to know, which will be translated into the output by you. So you are the person who is taking our input and translating it into the output. So what is the input? Input is the input master file. What is the output? The output by you is a PowerPoint presentation and also a screencast video. Let me repeat again. So what is the input? The input is the input master book Excel file that you will get. And what is the output? The output by you is to create a PowerPoint presentation and to create a screencast video on that PowerPoint presentation for the game designer and the game developer. Clear? So this lesson is dedicated to understanding the input in a little bit more detail. So I'll take you through how the input is to be taken. You're already aware about the basics, so I will again discuss a little bit more so that there is absolutely no confusion in your mind when we talk about what kind of inputs you will be using to successfully create your output. So this is the file as we already discussed. So you will get a file like this. You will get the name of the game, uh, and you will get the topic as Roman numerals. You will get the theme also there. You will get the variants also there. You will get the objective, and you will get the link to the worksheet. I think I had already explained all of these other things to you. The only thing that was remaining was the worksheet. So now I will tell you how do you look at the worksheet. So right now I have not pasted the link here, but normally when you get the input master file from us, you will get the link to the worksheet. And this is the most critical thing. In column number G, this worksheet will in itself, I think if you read this worksheet properly, 99% of your job will be done because you don't need to look anywhere else. You just need to look at this worksheet and uh, create the pick up some structures from the worksheet and implement them on the technology platform as far as the game is concerned. So let's look at so let's assume that you get the assignment on Roman Colonia and you get the topic is Roman numerals. We all know what are Roman numerals. Um, the theme is again in the universe theme because, as I said, the number systems topic is in universe theme for us, and the variant there is only one variant in this, which is for sixth grade because Roman numerals only get followed in sixth grade, and there is only one variant, so there is no other variant for Roman numerals. For objective of the game is simply to teach the child Roman numerals. Now link to the worksheet. So now what we will do is we will have a look at the worksheet and how these worksheets are there so that you can very easily see that. Right now I'm just opening that folder, but you will get the link from us, so you don't need to look for anywhere else because the link will already be there with you and you will not need to go anywhere else to have a look at it. Now we'll have to see which one of these is Roman numerals, so that I can show you, because as I told you we already have the worksheets designed, so we don't need to reinvent the wheel. You're not supposed to do anything new. You are just supposed to look at the worksheet and use certain structures from the worksheet, and they will in itself come in handy for you to create these games. You don't need to actually go beyond and do something else, right? So this is the worksheet on Roman numerals. So you need to ignore the initial aspects because these are some of our other stuff that we do. The real practice starts from this page where you see the word called practice, right? So this is first exercise in the worksheet, I think. But see, when you are looking at the worksheet, don't just replicate the first slide because the first slide is not the most engaging one because here we talk about very easy level questions. So it's a very easy question that you see right now. It's extremely easy, right? So that's something which we don't want to do. We don't only want to create easy stuff. We want to create some stuff which the child really learns. So This particular thing can actually come in the game to some extent. Since I was telling you that we have levels, so we have pre-practice level. We will discuss more about levels in the previous, in a subsequent lesson. But there is a pre-level practice, and there is level 1, level 2, level 3, and you can have any number of levels. So I think this particular exercise can be turned into a level uh, for the child when you are creating the game on Roman numerals. It is like traditional match the following, but I don't want you to teach match the following because it's very boring. You can think of some other way of doing it, but this can be turned into a game, right? So if you've used one of the games from easy, then you move ahead. You have a look at the worksheet really closely and find if there is anything else that I can use from this worksheet which can be made into a level in the sheet that I'm creating. So when you go through it, you will find yourself that there are some structures. Maybe this can be used very easily. This can be used extremely easily, and that can be turned into the practice for sure. Right, so this is how you look at the worksheet. So worksheet will be given to you for each and every topic. Have a look at the worksheet, make that worksheet as the base for you to create these games. uh, and here you will get the link to the worksheet in your input file. Have a look at the worksheet, read every question in detail. When you read every question in detail, you will understand that what all things can be made into a level. So link to the worksheet will be given to you on the input master file. Second will be input master book file. Second one will be the fact that you need to read every question on the worksheet properly. Okay, then see which question can be turned into a level in the tech game and use that. Final thing is that don't make it boring. Like we discussed, it cannot be boring. So you need to pick up the topics from there. Use your own mind as well. Okay, use your own mind as well. Don't simply copy. Think if it can be made better or more fun. Okay, so that is the point on understanding the input. Okay, so I think that's pretty clear for you to understand. So when you're creating these games, you'll get the input file, you look at the worksheet, you read every question on the worksheet properly, see which question can be turned into a level in the tech game. Use your own mind as well. Don't simply copy. Think of it and see how it can be made more fun. Don't make it boring. As I said, don't make it boring at all. The most important thing is this, that although sometimes questions can be boring in the worksheet, but you cannot make it boring. You have to make it fun. Clear? So I think that's a bit more idea on understanding the input and how do you create these games. I think now you have fair enough idea on how do you read through the input master book file, and that brings us to the end of this small lesson. And in the next lesson, we will talk about the outputs required in a bit more detail. So thank you very much for listening.